Let us go to our plan again. Now we want to build a simple report like this. And let us create a report page and create sales versus day of the week, sales versus day in current year and previous year, sales by year, and transaction versus month. One thing we can do is create a new report page. We can observe that this particular one, we've created it earlier in this chart. This is it over here. And that is one thing you can do in Power BI. You can copy a visualization from one report page, just hit Ctrl C and take it elsewhere. This is something we can do well in Power BI. We have it here right now. But again, we need to set our canvas background, and we come here, canvas background, and we use this and we set the transparency to 0. Good. Now that we have this, what do we need to do? We need to put sales and we need to put year as a slicer. In this case, let us use the new slicer that we have. This is a new slicer, and let us put year over there. And we have year, and we can see how it looks. So we can still format it, but let us leave it as it is for now. And this is this, and let us see what's happening. Let us click on 2012. Now we have 2 of the charts showing up. What you can do is just copy this and we paste it again. And we do it for transactions. This is transaction. We just remove, and we add transaction and transaction SPLY. Then what we do next is we do format painter and we apply it the same way we've been doing. We do format painter and it doesn't seem to work. Let us try it one more time. We do format painter and okay, doesn't seem to work. Then in that case, we need to manually do it. And we come to format visual, and where are you? We go to lines, and for the SPLY, we are going to use dotted as usual. And what else do we need to do? We come to transactions and we change the color to what? Okay, for transactions, we change the color to this. And yes, it looks good. Maybe we should just use what we have here over here. Let us change the color for transaction SPLY over here. Transaction SPLY. Sales SPLY. For our sales SPLY, what do we do? Let us change it, but dotted and 2 pixel. Good. And that is what we have at the moment now. But it doesn't seem differentiable from the legend. Let us just go back to what we want to do and let's make it has to be very differentiable at a glance. So what can we do? Let us do transaction SPLY to be this. Good. This is more differentiable now, and let us do the same for this. Good. So now we have transaction and transaction SPLY. We need to change the title, and for the title, we come to general title and we change it to current year transaction. Good. Now that we have that, everything looks good. We are happy. Now we need to do something else. We need to do sales versus day of the week. For day of the week, we are going to create a bar chart, and for the bar chart, we are going to put sales. And we go to the calendar, we include day name. And in this case, we want to use a column chart. So I change it to a column chart and I reduce the size of the visual and reduce the size of this and increase this. So I reduce this also. I do Ctrl C. Okay, we leave it as it is and we do sales by year also. Sales by year, column chart. And I come to year and sales. And for this, I don't want this slicer to filter this sales by year chart. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select the slicer and come to format, edit interaction and uncheck. Good. Now we want to change the color of these 2 bars and we are going to come over here. We activate this chart first of all. And after doing that, we come to format and we go to columns somewhere. This is columns and we change the color to this. And we do the same thing for the sales by year. We change the color. And after doing that, what we also want to do is we want to remove the background. We come to General, Effects, and Background. Good. And we want to add a visual border, and we change the color. Everything looks good. We are happy. We can just copy. Okay, let's just complete this sales by day name. Then we want to change the color of the x-axis and y-axis labels. And we come to Format again. We come to y-axis. And for y-axis, there should be color somewhere, values. And we change the color again. And that looks good. And we do the same for x-axis. And where are you? Values. And we change the color. Now it is more clearer now. And what we can do again is to add a visual border. And we come to General. We come to Effects, Visual Border. And it seems we have a visual border already. But what we want to do is to make it rounded. It's still going to be under the same place. And General, Effects, Visual Border, and which increase it to like 5. Then after doing this, we can just copy and paste the format. Use the format painter and paste it. Boom. Now we are good. We are done with this interaction, and we can just select this, come to Format, and uncheck. Now, this is just what we want to do for this. But for the slicer, we still need to add 1 or 2 things or format it to some extent. We can come to Format Your Visual, Slicer Settings. We can see we have different things we can do. Shape, rectangle, layout. Which layout do we want? And overflow and other things like that we can edit for this particular visual. Padding, size, fill. Okay, maybe we just leave this for now. You will observe that if we click on 2015, it only shows us things in 2014. If you click on 2014, it shows you things for 2014. 2015, it shows you this. In a way, maybe you don't even want to see 2015 at all. Maybe you don't want to see 2015. Yes, so if you don't want to see 2015 in this particular slicer, we have a filter here, and you can just come here and you check all and you uncheck 2015. And it is as simple as that. And based on this, we can still come edit the slicer. We come to Visual, Slicer, Single Select, First Selection. We have some things we can do, state, default. What we can do is to change the columns. We can see we have 3 columns. Even if you try to reduce it, it is still 3 columns. There's a way to do that. This is rows and this is columns. We can reduce the columns to 2, even 1. And we have something like this. What we can do is to just change the rows to 4 and we try to adjust it. Now this works better. And what we can do is to remove the background like we did previously. We come to Effect, Background, and let us remove first of all and see the effect it has. Okay, this looks good, and we can now apply a border to it. And Effect again, Visual Border. Then we use this. Now we can see how it is clean. And we can still do a couple of things to it. Another thing we can do is to switch the fill color for the button, for the slicer and the text. I'm just going to come again to the format and I'm going to search for color. Then what we want to do now is to find the color for the text, which is going to be like a colored value. And we change this black to white. And after doing that, we search for this white, which is going to be like a background color somewhere. Or a fill color. Yes, this fill color, and we change it to, let us see, good. Let us see, we can make it a little bit deeper and any effects. Okay, I think I'm changing the wrong one. Good. Now, or we could just use this. Now we can see this is our slicer now, and it's better than what we started with. And this is coming towards this side, and we can just adjust the sizes or the positions. Good. This is just a way we have created our second page of reports. We can call this page Time Intelligence Reports. This is just showing simple time intelligence reports. With some of the measures we've created, we could create other time intelligence reports, and we can see it in action. We can see it in action working. I want to also show us how to do some formatting and apply conditional formatting to column chart. I'm going to select this column chart. I'm going to come to format your visual, come to columns. Instead of having a fixed color, I can click on this function fx, and I'm going to apply what we call conditional formatting, and the format style is going to be based on, it's going to be gradient. Yes, it's going to be gradient, which is going to be based on sales. And let us just see it in action first. And let me change this color to this, and let us see it in action. Can we see what happened? We can now see that our column chart is being sorted based on the values of the sales, which is not what we want. What we can do in that case is to come to more options, the three buttons, the three dot buttons, period buttons we have, sort axis, and change it to day name. But even after doing that, it still doesn't work. It is doing it in some ways. What we can do next is to come to the table view, to the data view, and we select day name. After selecting day name, sort by column, we sort by day of week. And after doing that, we come to report view and we check it again, sort axis, day name, and yes, we can now see we have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and it works as expected. Now our day of the week starts from Sunday, and this is just conditional formatting for us. Sometimes you want to do this, and something we could do is to, if you don't want, you can remove this legend, and you just come over here, you come to format your visual, and we have legend somewhere, and you uncheck it. And that is just that about that. And we could apply this same formatting we have here by just copying and pasting whatever we have here to here, and boom, we have it. And that is just a brief about time intelligence reports based on the storyboarding that we created here. Now we want to go ahead and create this simple charts, also this simple reports, metric by market and metric by region. In this case, we are going to be making use of our field parameter. We are going to click on new page again, and we are going to call it metric by demography. In that case, we are going to change the canvas background, and from change it to this, and we change it to 0%. And after doing that, what next? We want to create our chart. To create the chart, we are going to just make use of a simple bar chart. And from this bar chart, what do we do to it? We are going to come to market. Where is market? This is market, and we put sales. Then we copy and paste this, and we change the market to what? To region. Region, where are you? Again, we change the colors and apply all the formatting that we've done. But before we do that, we want to add a slicer. And for this slicer, let me make use of my new slicer again. Oh, that is not what I want to do. I come out of it, new slicer. And after doing new slicer, what do? I'm going to put my measure selector. And this is the measure selector. I check it. Now, if I click on sales, I click on profit, it doesn't have any effect yet. So what I'm going to do is to come to this particular bar chart, change this sales to what? Measure selector, and I bring it to x-axis. And if I click on sales, we can see profit, it changes. And I change the sales I have for the sales by region to what? Measure selector. Remember, the measure selector was created as a what? As a field parameter. And I can format these measure selectors. I come to format. Once I'm in format, slicer settings, I'm going to go to layout and change it to 4, change the columns to 1. And this is what I have. We can see it is responsive. And after doing this, I want to just do what I've done to previous ones, background, visual border. I want you. I do not want any background, and I want to add 5 pixels of rounded corners. And I change this color to this. And what next? I come to y-axis and I change the color to black. And I do the same for x-axis. And I change the color to what? To black again. Values. And I have black. Now I can also change the color of the bars. The color of the bars, I change it to this. Then after doing this, I'm just going to copy and paste the formats I've done on this profit by market to this. And we have it. I change it. It works as expected. It works as expected. And I could also apply the same formatting I did to the slicer for here. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to come to, what do? I'm just basically doing a search. I'm going to do color, and for the fill, what am I going to do? I'm going to change it to this. And for the text, the colored values, I'm going to change it to white. And I'm going to remove the background. The background, general, effects, background. Let us check it in action. Good. Okay. Now, and we can also come over here to measure selector. We come to format your visual, slicer settings, single select. I don't want my user to be able to select two measures together. And that is all about this particular visual that we want to create, which we have created. And I can reduce the size of the measure selector again. And one thing we can now do now is we can make these report pages to interact with each other. I want to be able to move from one report page to another report page. How do I do that? I'm going to come to insert, and I'm going to do, we can see we have several types of button, and I'm going to use a page navigator button. And once I use this page navigator, can you observe that it is showing all the report pages I have here? And guess what? We can remove some of the report pages we do not want. Where do I do that? I'm going to do it by formatting the page navigator, and we just find pages, and we can see what we can do is we can just remove pages we do not want, or we just hide some pages and we tell it show hidden pages off. I'm just going to hide some pages that I do not need in my reports. I'm going to hide you, and the storyboarding, we hide it. We hide storyboarding. Then page 2, we hide you. Page 3, we hide you. Calculation, group demo, we hide you. Page 4, we hide you. Sales summary, now we only have just 3 items there, which is good. I think this is what we want. And what do? We can also format this guy also. We can format it you also. What we can do is to just come to format, general, and we can do effects. And what effects do we want to use? Let us do the visual background first. And we come here, increase it to like 6, and let us see how it works. And we want to remove the background, general, effects, and I think the background is not there already. We can do style. What do we have? Okay, we can just deactivate the fill. And does it make sense? Yes or no? Let us see. Okay, let us check it again and see what we can do. We can just come here and let us come to style again. And let us just make it better somehow. And let us bring back the fill. The same seems to work well. What we can do is shape. Yes, we can do shape and just do some rounded corners. And we come to displace, the general, and we come to effect again. We uncheck this. Let us compare it. This seems to be better than what we have earlier. Good. Now, if I'm satisfied with this, we can still do one or more things on it. We can increase the size a little more, and we can just check for size. And next, you can see the sizes have increased. We can just copy and paste. We can copy and paste this particular visual, which is not a visual actually, this particular page navigator to other pages. And I'm just going to paste it. Where are you? We paste it on time intelligence report. Good. Then we paste it on metric by demography. Now I can navigate from one page to the other by you hold down control and it takes you to sales summary. And hold down control, it takes you to time intelligence reports. Hold down control, it takes you to metric by demography. Now we'll be able to build our reports based on what we have designed and answer some very key and important questions with our reports. We've created our reports. The next thing now that we are going to be learning is taking these reports into Power BI service so that we can share that other people can view the report, and that we can maybe create paginated reports, connect it with Excel, with Analyze in Excel, embed it in a website, and other things which I'm going to be showing us in the Power BI service. Thank you.